Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Shoham here, and today I have Sounak Chatterjee with me once again. And this is probably our third podcast. So, Sounak, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm all good and fine. How are you?
Yeah, I'm great as well, Sounak. So, basically, guys, today's podcast is about why develop the habit of reading daily. As we all know, since childhood, first we learn to read and then we read to learn. So, the habit of reading is one of the best qualities one can possess. So, now let's look why we should develop the habit of reading daily from the author himself. Shonak, over to you.
Yeah, if I think about reading, to be honest, it had been a long journey. It was probably back in nursery when my mom bought me Ash of Fables from a book fair. Since then, I've covered a lot, from Robin Hood to Tom Sawyer to Charles Dickens. And when I was in my late teenagers, I moved to Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, Alfred Hitchcock, and Agatha Christie, and many, many other authors. So, reading is a habit which everyone should have, but only a few possess it. For people, it is easier to watch a film than to read its book version because it's easy, while reading a novel is time-taking. As an avid reader, I have experienced that reading helps you in improving your concentration. It's just like meditating. When you are reading, you engulf yourself into that story, totally free from the outside world. It helps you to grow. Your thought process changes as a human being. It makes you humble. You learn to forgive. And you become tranquil. And sometimes it also makes a huge impact in your life.
Yeah, so just like Shaunak said, he has developed the habit of reading since his childhood. Whereas me speaking personally, I was never a reader or a bookworm either. I only used to read those books which were in my school curriculum, be it science and literature books, and that was all. But then my life changed. In class 12, I first read the book You Can Win by Shiv Khera. And that was a turning point, no doubt. And I have become a fan of the books of motivational genre. And from now onwards, I totally focus on the books which are in this domain. So basically, earlier I used to have a bit of pessimistic attitude. But once I started reading You Can Win, it totally changed my perspective. And I have become more of an optimist. And it has also changed the total way of thinking or perceiving things in a totally different angle. And one of the reasons why I love to read is because it helps us building our character. And obviously, it imparts a hell lot of knowledge that you won't even get in the books that are in your curriculum in schools or colleges. Plus, one more point, like suppose there's an author who is publishing a book at the age of maybe 40 or 50. So while reading his or her book, you are actually reading those experiences, 40 and 50 years of experiences in those 100 to 200 page book, which means a lot. And by reading one book, you are actually gathering that 20 to 30 years of experience which he has gathered and has put all together into that book. And one other reason, reading books keeps you peaceful. And just like a book is a man's best friend. Plus, it also helps as a natural sleep aid. What do you think about it, Shaunak?
Yeah, what you said is absolutely right. And the things which you said, I have experience of all those things. And I also want to share one more thing that the book that really made an impact in my life. I have read several stories, but there is that one story which I read back in class 12 or in my first year of my college. I've read several other authors who are much bigger than this author. I've read stories of Margaret Atwood, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, Alfred Hitchcock. But the person whom I'm talking about he was just like one of us. After engineering, he started working for Infosys, and he had no plans of writing. He was not into writing at all. He was just a simple engineer who was working for Infosys and was also planning for his MBA to get a job at Microsoft, because that was his dream company. And then he met a girl over Shadi.com, and they fell in love. And 3 days before the engagement, the girl met with an accident, and she left that person's life. And so the person whom I'm talking about is none other than but one of the best-selling romance author, Ravinder Singh. And this is the story that is written inside I Too Had a Love Story. And so the impact that made is that when I completed the story, the first thing that struck me was how many person are there in this world who are brave enough to share his or her story. Because that's a bold move. People, before sharing their stories, they think that what others are going to feel, what others going to think about this, whatever I'm writing. But what I thought was that person, only to share his agony, he shared his story with the whole world. And that made a huge impact in my life, and it changed it completely. Thank you.
Yeah, okay. So guys, now we know how important is it to develop a habit of reading. And since we know that we all are locked down for so many days, and we don't even know when this lockdown is going to get over. So it's a perfect time for you all, those who haven't had the habit of reading, to develop it right now, because it's really important, and you will gain a hell lot of experience from reading daily. And like, it's not that you have to read daily. Come on, try it once a week, then twice a week, and then ultimately you will find the way and develop this habit, because it is really important. Anything you want
to Yeah. I just want to add one more thing, that it is not important to read a book of any particular genre. You can read anything. If you love motivation, just like Shoham does, you can read that. If you are into biographies, sports biographies of several different sportsmen, you can read that. If you love normal fiction, you can go for it. Normal, simple stories written by several authors. And if you love non-fiction, scientific books, you can also read that.
Okay, thanks Shaunak for sharing. Exactly, guys. So whatever genre you like, you can pick that book up and start reading then and there. So I hope you all will look into this matter and develop a habit of reading, and trust me, it will help you a lot in future. So that was all for today. We'll be back with another session soon. Thank you, Shaunak, once again.